All right, guys. So Carlos Tavares is out, right? Former CEO that drove Dodge into the ground, drove Ram into the ground, drove Jeep into the ground, and Chrysler into the ground. He's out. Antonio Filosa is the new CEO of Stellantis. So he will have control over brands like Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, right? The brands that we care about. Of course, the other brands that's under Stellantis that nobody talks about or cares about. But more importantly, the brands, the American brands that we care about. And your boy hasn't even been in office for a week, and he's already talking about potentially shutting Chrysler down permanently, forever. That's right. Chrysler may be, maybe history with this new CEO. But either way, let's get into it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Knockout 360 here with another video, man. So you can tell I'm in a house that makes this a house vlog. You know what's going down and come around. Let's get into it. Car content, car shows, car reviews, car meets, and police chases happen on this channel. So if you're into that, man, make sure that you stick around. For everyone else, hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you know what's coming out and when it's coming out. So boom, I'm not even gonna waste your time here. I want you to see what I'm seeing. All right, man, there it is. Once you see Mopar Insiders, you know it's real. Breaking, Antonio Filosa, correct me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I don't know how you would correct me in the comments. Named new Stellantis CEO. Veteran exec steps up to lead Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram parent company. So he's the big guy. He's the one that's going to be over it all. Let's see here. The company will now hold an extraordinary shareholder meeting, which will be called in the coming days for Antonio Filosa to be elected to the board to serve as the executive director of the company. Meanwhile, to give him full authority and ensure efficient transition, the board has granted him CEO powers effective June 23rd. So by the end of this month, he will be the real deal. He's been with the brand for 25 years. Started with Jeep. As a result, Stellantis increased its clear leadership in the region. His work on the creation of the Pernambuco plant, one of South America's largest automotive hubs, launched Jeep in Brazil. So he was the reason that Jeep is now in Brazil, which quickly became the brand's leading market outside of the United States. So not only did it become one of South America's largest automotive hubs, but it quickly became the brand's leading market outside of the United States. So it looks like, on paper, it looks like he knows how to make some money when it comes to cars. As Jeep CEO, Antonio Filosa expanded the brand's global presence, including in Europe, where its models continue to be best sellers for the company thanks to hugely popular products such as the Jeep Avenger. He was most recently promoted the role of Chief Operating Officer Americas in December of 2024. So he has been promoted from COO of Americas in December of 2024 to becoming the CEO of Stellantis in June of 2025. So he's moving fast in the past year, at least, I would say. Since his appointment, he has initiated the strengthening of U.S. operations, including by significantly reducing excessive dealer inventory, reorganizing the leadership team, driving the process of introducing new products and powertrains, and increasing dialogue with dealers, unions, and suppliers. Boom. Talk to the damn dealers. Talk to the consumers. What do the consumers want? It's really fucking simple. I hate to curse on here. I apologize, but it's really simple. Give us the damn V8. Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, all of these companies were on top when we had a V8. It's really simple. Like, if I'm this guy, this may be the easiest or hardest job in the world. The hardest because obviously you're pulling a brand completely damn near from the grave, right? Between Jeep, Dodge, Ram, and of course Chrysler. We'll talk about Chrysler in a minute. But between those brands, a lot of those brands at this point are damn near 1 foot in the grave, 1 foot out, right? So it's going to be hard to kind of bring them back to relevancy. But it's easy because you know exactly what your consumer base wants. We want V8s. We want Hemis. Simple and plain. We want V8s. We want Hemis. Big V8s. Don't just give us, 300 horsepower BS. No, we want 392s. We want Hellcats. We want Demons. Big V8s, reliable, obviously, and, give us luxury as well. You know what I mean? Give us all of that in one car. Give us a redesign of the Charger. Bring back the Challenger or the Cuda, whatever you want to bring back. It doesn't matter. Either one will work. Bring back the damn Viper. Like, at this point, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, all of these companies have to come out swinging. Like, they can't have a 5 to 10 year plan. No, everything that they can, muster up, can conjure up, needs to be released all at once. Like, give it all to us. Bring the Viper back, bring the Viper back, bring the V8 Hemi back, bring the Challenger, the Cuda back, bring it all back. Bring the T-Rex back, which is actually set to come out here pretty soon. Put the V8 back in the Ram, put the 6.4 back in the Ram, put the 5.7 back in the Ram. Bring back the Durango Hellcat, which hasn't gone anywhere and isn't going anywhere for the next 2 years. Keep that here. Bring Chrysler back to relevancy. And speaking of Chrysler, that's what he has literally been tasked with. One of his first strategic decisions here, pending since Carlos Tavares' departure about 6 months ago, is the evaluation of the portfolio of 14 brands that make up the group. Some brands, in fact, continue to struggle, and it would be up to the new leadership to decide whether or not to continue supporting them or conversely proceed with painful but perhaps inevitable cuts. The worst one at this point in the United States, one of the most discussed brands, is Chrysler. Now, if you know Chrysler like I know Chrysler, the only car that Chrysler sells is the Pacifica. Not the 300, not the 200, the Pacifica. That's all they sell. No 6.4, no 5.7. The Pacifica. The Pacifica is a damn a minivan. Nobody's buying minivans in 2025. So needless to say, Chrysler's struggling. In the United States, one of the most discussed brands is Chrysler, which currently relies on one model in its lineup and has appeared marginal to the global automotive scene for years. Despite its historical weight and potential in the American market, the brand now seems far from Stellantis' priority radar. Its future will depend on a possible strategic relaunch or a possible exit from the scene. Relaunch. In other words, they've got to bring out Chrysler cars. I mean, 300. Bring the 300 back. Bring the 200 back. What other cars did Chrysler have? Keep the Pacifica, I guess. Nobody's really fucking with, minivans, especially when literally across the lot, Dodge has the Durango or even the Dodge Hornet if you want to go with something smaller. Like, I would go with the Durango all day, every day, and twice on Sunday before I would buy a Chrysler Pacifica, straight up and down. Like, I don't see how the Chrysler Pacifica could have any, I don't see what benefits, what pros a Chrysler Pacifica could have over a Durango, to be honest with you. Durango is a 3-row, 7-seater SUV. Like, why would you choose a Chrysler Pacifica over a Durango? If I have a big family and I need a big family car, I'm going to get an SUV. I'm getting the Durango straight up and down. I'm not getting a Chrysler Pacifica. So at this point, I mean, they can keep the Pacifica just for the sake of saying that they offer a minivan, but bring the 300 back, bring the 200 back. I don't know what other cars Chrysler offered prior to those cars disappearing, to be real with you. But bring those back, and I guarantee you, you'll have some relevancy. And obviously, this goes without saying, drop a damn V8 Hemi in both of those cars. Maybe not the 200. The 200 doesn't need a V8, you know what I mean? But that 300 definitely does. Redesign of the 300, make the 300 an American luxury V8 sedan, which is literally what the 300 was at one point. It was a step above the Charger as far as luxury is concerned. It didn't have the power of the Charger. I mean, they came out with the 6.4 at the end there. They never came out with the Hellcat edition or Scat Pack or anything like that. It was always the 6.4. But it needs to be a luxury V8 powered sedan that's made in America. That's what the 300 needs to be. And that's what Chrysler needs to bring back the Chrysler brand. Like, that's what they need to bring them back to relevancy, straight up and down. But I'm not going to lie, he's got his work cut out for him. He's been with the brand for 25 plus years. He's been with Jeep specifically. And apparently he was the man at Jeep overseas. So he's coming to America, which sounds familiar because I think Carlos Tavares was from overseas as well. I don't know how I feel about that, to be real with you. I mean, as bad as Stellantis is doing right now in America, I would think that it would take an American individual to understand what America wants. Right now, America wants quality and reliability, true and true. They want something that looks good, so they want luxury to a degree. Now, obviously, it's a Jeep, it's a Chrysler, it's a Ram, it's a Dodge. We know that it's not going to be a Mercedes AMG. We know it's not going to be a BMW M Series. We get all of that. We're not asking for that, right? Because when you get that type of stuff, you got to pay for it. But at the end of the day, we want something that looks nice. You know what I'm saying? Chrysler 300 had it figured out. Chrysler 300 interior was really nice. It definitely needed a redesign, but it was really nice. And then, of course, it had that panoramic sunroof, which was the only sedan that Mopar offered with the panoramic sunroof outside of like a truck or SUV. Stuff like that matters. So that shit should be kind of standard when it comes to the cars. So we want a combination of luxury, reliability, obviously, reliability in that it gets you from A to B safe and sound. You don't have to worry about knocks and ticks and clicks with the engine and the transmission and all that stuff. Reliability as it pertains to the electronics. Dodge is not good with electronics. My T-Rex has a mind of its own. That Uconnect system does whatever the fuck it wants to whenever it wants to. Sometimes it pops up with CarPlay, sometimes it doesn't. Like the other day, my T-Rex got stuck at a certain volume. It wouldn't go up, it wouldn't go down. I turned it off, turned it back on, it got stuck at that volume again. I reset the Uconnect system, it worked for about a couple minutes, then it got stuck at that volume again. I started it this morning, works perfectly fine. You know what I mean? The Dodge electronics have a mind of their own. I would like a little more reliability when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, you got luxury, you got reliability, style, redesign. All of these cars need to be redesigned. The Charger, the Challenger, if you're bringing it back. The Viper, obviously, if you're bringing it back. The 300, hopefully you're bringing it back. 200, all of that stuff needs to be redesigned. I mean, we can even talk about Jeep. You know, I don't know much about Jeep right now. I don't know when they released their newest edition and all that stuff, but redesign as well. The Ram just went through a redesign. I think that's fine. You don't want to do too much when it comes to trucks. But the biggest thing here, the biggest key component with all of this, the success of Mopar is that damn V8 Hemi. Drop that Hemi in everything. Ram, Jeep, Dodge, Chrysler. Drop it in everything. Just like you did, literally, I mean, let's rewind the clock 5 years ago. 5 years ago, you couldn't find a 392 for sale. You couldn't find a Hellcat for sale. You couldn't find a Chrysler 300 for sale. You know what I mean? These cars was gone like hotcakes. Durango RT, Durango 392, Durango Hellcat, gone. T-Rex, gone. Charger, Challenger, gone, gone. The only difference between then is now, and now, no Hemi. Drop the fucking Hemi back in these cars. I guarantee you your sales will increase like that literally overnight. If you made an announcement right now that the V8 Hemi was going to be in all of these cars within the next year, maybe 2026, I guarantee you, people would hold on to their piece of junk that they're driving right now just for the ability to trade it in when the new Hemis dropped in 26. That's literally all it is. Redesign, give me luxury, give me reliability, style, and a V8. Simple and plain. It's really simple. If I'm this guy right here, what's his name, Filosa, if I'm him, it's simple. It's really simple. I understand that you've already invested a lot into the Hurricane stuff. Use the Hurricane to replace the Pentastar. So you know what I'm saying? Instead of the V6 Pentastar and then the 5.7 Hemi 6.4, 6.2, have the Hurricane. You don't even have to give us the standard and the high output. Just give us the regular standard output, right? Save your money with the high output bullshit. There's no such thing as a high output inline six. Don't trick us with words. You know what I'm saying? Stop the wordplay. Give us the standard output, inline six. Let that be the baseline, base model, Charger, Challenger. And then Hemi, 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 Hemi at the top. Keep it simple. We can replace the Pentastar. If you want to push this inline six Hurricane bullshit, perfectly fine with me. I'm cool with that, right? We'll call it the Hurricane inline six and then the Hemi and so on and so forth from there. But that way you don't have to completely get rid of the Hurricane, because I'm sure they built hundreds of thousands of millions of those powertrains and those engines, and they don't want to just throw them away. I get that. But at the same time, that does not need to be your, your centerpiece of the brand is a damn Hurricane engine. Hell no, nobody wants that shit. Like once the Charger 6-pack drops, it's going to do just as bad as the electric did. Maybe a little bit better, because it's an internal combustion engine. It's an ICE engine. But it's not going to do much better. You know what I mean? Much better at all. It's still going to suffer. People are still going to hold on to their Scats and their Cats and their RTs. They're not trading them in for a damn 6-pack. So, you know, you can't fool us with that, right? You can't give us a little bit of power and then throw a name on it. Oh, it's the 6-pack. We still know what it is. It's a 6-cylinder engine. You know what I mean? And we don't want that shit. So have the baseline be the Hurricane engines, the base. You can give us a standard. You can give it the high, whatever you want to call it. But then, of course, on top of that, give us the Hemi. But yeah, guys, I mean, so But yeah, I think it's honestly, I think it's simple. You know, it's a simple decision that needs to be made. Um, I would think that going back to my spiel about an American CEO, I would think that you would want an American to lead your America brands, or at least your America, you know, company, or whatever the case may be. But if this guy knows what he's doing, I guess we have no choice but to trust him at this point. But like I said, it's simple. Just give us the Hemi. Give us the Hemi, give us a redesign. Everything else will take care of itself, if you ask me. I don't think it's that much. I don't think it needs to be that much complicated, or that more complicated than it already is. But that's just simple right there. Give us the Hemi, give us a redesign, and I think everything else will take care of itself, because consumers want Dodge to do better. You know what I mean? It's not like it's just one of them random brands where it's like whatever happens, like Toyota, Nissan, something like that. Like with Dodge, there's a serious consumer fan base that follows Dodge. So a lot of us want Dodge to do well. We want them to succeed and excel. So it's one of those things like, if you can meet us, we can meet you at the dealership. Like if you can meet our concerns and demands, wants, needs, concerns, all that stuff. I already said that. If you can meet all of that, then at that point, we will meet you at the dealership. We will gladly trade in our 2020 or 23 or 21 or 19 for a brand new 2026 Charger, you know, Scat Pack 392, you know, 600 horsepower joint. We will gladly meet you at the dealership for that. But if you keep giving us this bullshit right here, there's nothing we can do. We will move on. A lot of people have moved on. I know people specifically that have moved on to Ford, to Chevy. Chevy's out of their mind nowadays. That ZR1, it's something next level. Ford is obviously out of their mind. They're putting that V8 Coyote engine and everything. You know what I mean? Everything as far as Ford is concerned is like minimum 800 horsepower and then up from there. The GT350, 350R, 800 horsepower. Shelby Super Snake, 800 horsepower. 500, I don't even know what that is, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be 800 plus horsepower. So it's one of those things like, there are other options and people will leave. So don't think that for 1 second that you got us on lock. You don't. People will leave. So if that's the case, you need to revamp this and do something better, you know, and it's real simple. Give us the V8 Hemi. Antonio Filosa, that's the new CEO of Stellantis, and we will see what he will do with the brand. Now, like I said, for Chrysler, that remains to be seen. Chrysler literally has nothing to offer the car market right now. Nothing at all. Like, let's go to Chrysler.com. Not discontinued Chrysler vehicles. I didn't even mean to type that in. Let's go to Chrysler vehicles, the Pacifica. Oh, okay, they got the Voyager. Okay, I take that back. I don't know what the hell that is, but it looks like nothing more than a van. So the Pacifica plug-in hybrid, and the Voyager. So needless to say, Chrysler has nothing to offer the car market. Nothing at all. Nobody's buying any of these cars. You know what I mean? So as far as what happens to Chrysler, we don't know. Whether it's here today, going tomorrow, we don't know. But like I said, I would imagine that if you can drop a big V8 Hemi into something that says Chrysler, I think it'll be okay. But then again, that's just me. Like, subscribe, comment, guys. It's been your boy Knockout 360. Stellantis finally has a new CEO. Whether or not he's going to get with the program, however, we don't know. But it's been your boy Knockout. I'm going to get out of here, man. Peace. See you in the next one.